Welcome to Inside the Film Room. I'm Kristen Erg alongside head football coach Will Healy. Coach, your team had a chance in the fourth quarter to win the ball game. It's the second straight week of playing FBS on the road, tough environment. What's your analysis now that you've had a chance to watch the film?
Still about as frustrated as I was on Saturday because you have chances to win that football game. A couple different times, even in the fourth quarter, when you have the ball and you can make it a one-score game, or you miss a field goal and you do some things to shoot yourself in the foot, we've got to correct those things. We can't keep coming back here and saying we had a shot but we didn't get it done. There were glimpses of unbelievable performances. I thought the third quarter defensively we were lights out. I thought that we didn't execute on the offensive side of the ball as well as I would like. But, you know, I think our guys played really hard. We've got to be a little bit more consistent, and we played a really good football team on Saturday. You know, I think they'll have a really good shot to win the MAC. We went in and got to see a little bit about what we need to fix moving forward, but excited about being back at home this week.
The defense played phenomenal. You mentioned it in the third quarter, holding it to -1 yards. Were there adjustments made at halftime as far as going into that third quarter? Those guys played lights out.
I think it's more of a mentality by our kids. You know, I think our coaches had really good adjustments going into the game, and I felt good about our game plan. I think we played with a little bit more energy and enthusiasm, and played a little bit more team defense, and rallied to the football a little bit better. Obviously, creating the turnovers is huge. We've got to continue to do that. But I thought, we showed what we're capable of doing on the defensive side of the ball in the third quarter, and we've got to do that for 4 quarters.
Let's talk offense. You lost your starting quarterback, Javon Craig, to injury. Jeremiah Oatsfall came in, tried to get into a rhythm. What's your analysis now that you've had a chance to look at the film?
Well, we think he's really talented. There's no doubt about it. If we didn't, we wouldn't play him. But we can't put the ball in jeopardy as many times as we did. We were actually fortunate on a couple that the balls weren't intercepted. And so he's got to keep becoming more and more comfortable with what we're trying to do on offense. I think we're going to simplify some things and make sure he feels good about what we're doing. Make sure that we cater our offense to what he does really well. But obviously we feel good about how he's progressing. I thought he seemed cool, calm, and collected. And then I think he's just getting better each and every week. So excited about his progress. Obviously, we got to get Javon back. We feel a lot better when we have both of them versus just one. But proud of what he was able to bring. He gave us a shot, and that's all you can ask for.
You've talked this week about putting a complete game together. What things are you guys working on toward that goal?
Well, the same things that got us beaten week 1 got us beaten week 2. That's the frustrating part. Turnovers killed us. Penalties killed us. I thought we added some special teams mistakes that made that thing get out of hand and look really bad. So we got to work on communication on especially kickoff return right now. Have to make sure that guys are continuing to buy into their roles on special teams, because I think we've got really good athletes back there returning kicks. And if we can hold on a little bit longer, I think we can create some big plays there. Obviously, defensively, a communication, trying to make sure that we're getting aligned properly, making sure that we're rallying to the football and doing more of what we did in the third quarter. And then offensively, I think it's just a little bit of calming down and getting the ball in the playmakers' hands. We've got enough talent over there. We got to make sure and scheme for success and make sure those quarterbacks are put in positions where they can be successful and that they're comfortable with what we're trying to do. So the nice part about it is everything that I'm frustrated about, they're all things that are fixable on our part. If we worry about us and we take care of those things, then I think we got a chance to be a really good football team. It's no longer to the point of where you just got outmanned and beat. So we gotta have a little bit of sense of urgency this week and get those things fixed, because they can't cost us 3 weeks in a row.
I was listening to the ESPN broadcast. They were very complimentary of the Governors, the progress of the program. They talked about the off season and the weight training and where you've been and where you are now. They talked about playing in the fourth quarter with FBS opponents. Does it help when others notice the Governors are on the brink of something special?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's flattering, I think anytime somebody notices the steps that you're making, it makes you feel really good about your progress. Obviously, watching what Cincinnati did on Saturday versus Michigan and having chances late in the game to go beat them, it makes you feel good about how you played and competed against Cincinnati. Miami of Ohio is a team, like I said, that we expect to have a shot to win the MAC and should win 8 or 9 ball games this year. So we've played 2 really good football teams and had chances to win 2 really big football games. So I think our kids are confident in our ability to play with people, but it's not just about being competitive. We got to go win some football games, and to do that, we have to stop having so many self-inflicted wounds that have cost us the first 2.
You're working towards that goal. What's happening when the cameras are off?
Our kids work really hard. They believe in what we're doing. I think we've got great coaches. I think that the relationships that our coaches have with our kids is really special. There's a lot to me that goes on behind the scenes of how we run a program, what's important to us that's not caught on camera, but is really why we're doing it. And our kids believe in our philosophy. They work extremely hard. There are so many different times, whether it's in a football game or whether it's in the season or whether it's in the off season, that these kids could have quit and reverted back to old ways. But they haven't. They've worked harder and harder, and it's time to get paid for some of that stuff. So you're teaching them about what it's like and how to win football games, how important some of the little things are whenever you get into close football games, and that's what these kids came here to do, is to have a shot to win against really good football teams. There are no cupcakes on our schedule, so we'll have to play really well each and every week to have a shot to win. But we can't keep doing these things to ourselves and making life harder than it should be.
I know Governor fans are ready for Saturday.